theft, weed, delivery, burglary, delivery, theft, possession, trespass, and now we're working 20 priors here. Morning, Mr. Cabrera.
Sir.
How's jail? You're clean, right? Ultimately, that's what matters, that you're staying clean. We have you evaluated to see how we go forward because I don't know. I don't know you. All I know is your history, and your history is not good. And if I had to bet, and if I was a betting man, I bet most of the charges that you have here are drug and alcohol related. You now have the ability that if you put your heart and soul into it, you could make this thing work and last for a long time to keep you out of trouble. I have a program that's probably valued at around $15,000 to $30,000 for people who are in the outside world, who a lot of times can't afford it. I know you don't want to do it, but I think that's probably the best thing for you. I mean, you've got how many, theft, weed, delivery, burglary, delivery, theft, possession, trespass, and now we're working 20 priors here. Now's the time to make use of it before you dig yourself into a catastrophic hole that you never come out of. And if you don't believe me, watch online. Look at how many people end up with a 25 to 40-year sentence because of dope they can't get away from, and they use that as an excuse. I'm not going to let you sit here and go outside and say, the system failed me. It's not going to happen here. We have the ability. We're going to use it. Do you have any questions?
If we go through with the program, am I gonna have to wait in here till they come and pick me up, or y'all gonna release me into the program now? I don't want to have to waste time in here just sitting here.
It's a 2-week wait, but Shatoria said she can expedite it for a week, so you'll be in it in a week.
You're doing the program within a week.
Within a week?
Which is great, because
That's fantastic.
usually when you're upstairs in felony courts, the wait's like 2 months.
Everybody's telling me that they're waiting for a program 3 months, and
And don't listen to those jailhouse lawyers. You know about that. You know what I mean? That's why they're there. Don't listen to them. Here, we got the goods, and it's a week to get you in. But make use of it. That way you don't end up back out there. Learn a trade. Do something worthwhile. Okay,
Paperwork together.
done. Okay.
On this next case, the defendant was seen driving 105 miles per hour, making unsafe lane changes, and cutting through narrow construction zones. Officers stopped the vehicle and noticed the smell of alcohol, red eyes, and an open bottle under the seat. The defendant failed 4 out of 6 sobriety tests.
You're Dwayne Leon Leroy.
yes, sir.
So Leroy, you're charged with 2 cases. You're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're also charged with reckless driving. On the DWI, you're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. On your other case, you're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. Are you telling me that he's going through a construction zone at 105 miles an hour? Mr. Leroy, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case, and I'm now taking away your privilege to drive. You're not allowed to drive at all. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You will be signing an affidavit with me, and I hope you take it seriously, because if not, you will be facing 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. And I don't care what your excuse is. Mother Teresa needs a ride to church. You come down, we will have a hearing, and you're facing 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test you. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or any kind of dope, likewise, you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
These are 2 different affidavits that you're going to be signing. So if I find that you drive, and I don't care what it's for, I will have 2 contempt hearings every time you drive. You have a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Mr. Agel, and he will tell you when you have to come back to court. If he comes back to me and tells me he can't get a hold of you, you pick up a new case. You violate conditions, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, we'll have you go.
On this next case, the defendant was found asleep behind the wheel in the middle of a public railway intersection. Officers observed red, glossy eyes and the smell of alcohol coming from the defendant. The defendant admitted to drinking, and several open beer cans were found in the vehicle.
Are you Arnaldo Bernabe Larios Tayun?
Yes, sir.
You were charged with driving while intoxicated. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. I would hope that you recognize it's elementary that you're not supposed to have alcohol in the car while you are driving, Mr. Tayun.
Señor Tayun.
Do you have a Texas driver's license? Look at me,
Míreme, no,
not
a usted
allowed
no
to
se le
drive.
permite conducir.
What's your immigration status? Are you a United States citizen?
¿Es ciudadano americano?
No.
No,
Are you in this country with or without permission?
without.
What happens if you go to jail? You will sit
Usted va
in jail
a la cárcel,
waiting for this case to be over with, and then you will be shipped off to immigration.
lo mandan con
But you will
migración.
sit in immigration custody for about 6 to 9 months, waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do. And I'm going to tell you now, the incoming president is not very sympathetic
Ese no es muy
with people
simpático.
who are in immigration custody.
Ay, Dios.
Do you understand?
¿Entiende? Yes, sir.
I'm putting conditions on
La
you
primera condición,
and your bond. And if you violate it in any way,
condiciones,
then you will go to jail. The reason you got out as quick as you did is because we gave you a free bond.
pedimos
It
una
will not happen again. You violate conditions. More importantly, if you drive, because I'm ordering you not to,
si acaso,
then I'm going to make your bond extremely high.
entonces,
This is a promise that you're going to make to me today, that you're not going to drive. And I don't care what is going on in your life.
a mí no me
You
importa.
drive. I can have a contempt hearing. You will be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. So if you drive 3 times, I will have 3 contempt hearings. You are also not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. If I find that you're consuming alcohol or illegal drugs, likewise, you will go to jail.
Consumiendo la-
And let me be frank with you. If they charge you with the open container, that is a minimum of 5 days in jail. And I'm going to tell you, if you do anything more than 4 hours in custody, you will be stuck like Chuck in custody with an immigration detainer. Do you understand?
¿Entiende?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
Have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to
Va a
drive?
jurar de que no va
I'm not done yet. After that, you will get to Ramona where you will sign a reset.
a firmar la
After that, you'll get with Fleischer for your bond conditions. This is the only warning that you will get from us, Mr. Tayun. So take it. If not, you will spend a lot of time with us. When you come back, please have a lawyer, sir. Now you may go.
Pase para acá.
On this next case, the defendant was seen walking around an apartment complex known for crime, wearing a hoodie and mask, and refusing to answer if he lived there. Officers tried to frisk him for weapons after he kept his hands in his pockets, but he resisted. It took 4 deputies to detain him. He was later confirmed not to reside at the complex.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mack, you're charged with criminal trespass. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. You're also charged with interference to the duties of a public servant. On both of those, you're facing up to 6 months in jail. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. What do you do for a living? Why not? Sorry,
You know, retiring.
I can't hear you.
Retiring.
There are so many people that are hiring, it's ridiculous. Did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what's the next move in your life? You're 21, you ain't got no job. What are you doing with your life?
Military. Military.
That would be a great idea. Holy moly, that would be awesome. Really. That will give you structure, it'll give you discipline, and it'll get you a job. That would be a fantastic thing to do. But jobless, no prospects, no future at 21, that's not going to bode well for you. So I'll appoint your lawyer today, but it's one of the 2 things. Great idea if you want to go to the military. If not, you must get a job, and I'm making that a condition of your bond. Do you understand?
Yes,
You
sir.
cannot just smoke weed and play Xbox and do nothing all day without no regard to your future. It's not going to happen. So 2 things. I don't want you going back to this location, and I don't want you to have any weapons. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'll have you fill out an application. I'm going to bring you back in 2 weeks, and I want to see what you have done to get a job. If you've done nothing, it's not going to go well. Do you understand, Mr. Mack?
Yes, sir.
You got to do something with your life, because if not, you're going to be hunchless just on the side of the road begging for money without a prospect. That's not a good way to go through life. Do you understand?
Sure.
All right, come on, Stephen, I'll give you an application. You'll sign a reset with Ramona, and then we'll have you take a seat in the jury box.